you remember the deadly COVID-19? Yes, coronavirus. Some of us were having a hard time wearing a mask, and this landed them between a rock and a hard surface.
Okay, maybe first year hizielewa history ile kagari ukiingizwa kwa kale kagari the van you know first year hizielewa history but inakosesha like
others have cried in front of the Senate just to plead for their stay in UOE.
She read it and told me kubaya. So like it was a 2-year verdict. I remember I cried. I cried a lot.
What about being a parallel student and the burden it comes with it?
At the point I was paying 74,000, around 7,500.
Journey with us in this episode to get to know how the Sapphires navigated through all these challenges.
Wadau, welcome to the Voyage. My name is Daniel Kierin Jeroge. I'm your host today. And are we gonna travail to explain to you what is the meaning of this word Sapphire? And Sapphire actually is the name for the finalists here in UOECU. And with me here, I have some good friends of mine as some Sapphires. Maybe we will start with our introduction, then we'll journey together as we explain to you the meaning of this word. We can have our brother here.
Yeah, hi. I am Daudi, the Sapphire's chair, and we are right here to journey with you, show you how we've walked through this journey, the academic journey, all through since 2016 until now. And what I can say, just welcome and journey with us.
Hello guys, this is Sapphire Lea and I'm serving as the secretary in this team. And just as the chair said, we shall be together to the end. Welcome so much.
Yeah, praise the Lord. My name is Caroline Mwende. I am a Sapphire also. And we are going to journey together. You're going to understand more about this name Sapphires.
Wow, thank you so much. And our first objective is to explain why the word Sapphire. And actually nimekuwa najiuliza, mbona tungejiita wamalizi ama kituka hiyo? Why? So maybe you can explain why the word Sapphire actually? Why the word Sapphire?
The word sapphire actually is biblical, derived from the book of Isaiah 54 verse 11. And sapphire is a beautiful stone, a stone that has been beautified. Yeah, it's a gem. So when we were trying to reflect on our journey and we were just seeing the way the Lord has just beautified us, the Lord has come through our lives. And as you can see, some of us are shining. We're not this way. Life has faced us toughly, but thank God we have managed.
She's shining, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I want us to explain, how did you come with this one Sapphire, yeah? I guess I took a pick to, Sapphire or something. Maybe explain. How did you come to pick this one Sapphire?
Yeah, so this name Sapphire, we reflected first on our lives. You see, just as we were growing up since 2007, the post-election violence. And so during that time, as we were joining in grade ones and the violence was all over, then come again to class 8. That is when we had our Ebo Matiang'i as the CS in education. And so you see, being the first group or a lot of people that joined high school in January, and then traveling all the way to Form 3, again there comes Corona and we are sent home. We stay home for over 9 months and then we are back. Imagine being in Form 4 for 2 years, guys. Yeah, but the Lord has been faithful to us. Again, just recently when we were in our attachments, there come the floods, the Gen Z, Mandamano, all that you can imagine. But the Lord has been so faithful. Again, recently we were supposed to do our exams. That is the same one exams in the last year. That is in November. But a strike came up. The lecturers struck. Yeah, so yeah, we just have a lot of testimonies, and as we dive into this voyage, we shall learn together. Thank you.
Okay, I saw part in our slogan. It was saying purified, strengthened, made by God. Maybe I want us to, at least mniambie bana, how beautified, how beautified by the way.
The beautified part comes with the success. There is no beauty without success. You can compare the person who has dropped out and that person who has finished. This person is more beautified than the one who has dropped out. But here we are, the finalists, traveling all the way from that journey until coming to the end. You stand at a point and say, yes, I have made it, or God has made it through me. And by that case, you can say that I am beautified by the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been beautified, maybe?
Yeah, I am beautified, and also to support what our chair is saying, even from the name Sapphire, from the biblical aspect, it is a gem that was used to build the temple, and so it is something like a pearl, and we all know a pearl is beautiful, right?
Sure.
So it is something that is, even from the name itself, something that is shining, outstanding. So we are beautiful.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I guess I can see the aspect of I being beautified, but anyway.
Even from our slogan, as you can see at the back, it's beautiful. The what is it called? The logo itself. It's so beautiful. Sure. You can see how it is glowing. The fire and the all that.
Okay. So and there's another part in our slogan. It's saying purged, refined, purified, and now afflicted and lashed by the storms of life. And let me tell you guys, wacha ni share a story kangu, nimekuwa lashed, wow. Mzee mimi nimeiletwa mapolisi kwangu. Sasa niwaambie nilikuwa nimeshindwa kulipa rent bana. Kaletwanga, actually my friends behind the scenes, they know. Yeah, don't laugh. Don't laugh. But maybe you can share an aspect of being lashed, by these storms of life. Maybe in your lives, you guys. Yeah. Maybe we'll start with Leah. Leah, tell us, how have you been lashed, maybe, by life?
Oh wow, thank you. So personally, this name Sapphire fits me so well, because I have been beautified. When I came here in first year, I didn't know anything, but I was almost getting lost into the world. But again, the Lord came through for my life, and now I'm here. I have so many testimonies. Sometimes I could not do exams because of failure to report online, but who is God, man? God is so faithful. Just through friends, the many friends that I have connected with, I was able to be reported online, and so it stood out as a testimony for me. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Maybe Dodi, how have you been lashed?
Yeah, gold is not gold until it passes through fire.
Sure.
The fire is the storms of life. And one of the greatest storms that I can recall, it almost struck every person, is the corona. The COVID, in fact, the students, just battling that disease, all through, yet is just maneuvering through studies. It's a storm by itself. But also I can also contribute to the part of lashing, the aspect of money. Money is a very heavy thing. Actually, to a student, you understand the fact that nafika mahali unakosa do. Unacheki life, unarudi kwa nyumba, umekula kiporo ya jana, ukalala na sukuma, unarudi hakuna kitu. So, and then all that challenge, and you still come to a fourth year to be a finalist. I say that is a very big success.
Okay. Maybe have you been lashed and all this?
Yeah, indeed, we have been lashed by storms, and personally I have. Yeah, even in the finances, sometimes you find that you have nothing in your pocket, and you're expected to tomorrow to go for a class. So that's a challenge, and also the academic pressure. Yeah, exams. I know you guys know how exams can be pressurizing. You have a cut tomorrow, and maybe you have not read. The lecturer and a test too mali kusoma. So that gives you the pressure. So we have been lashed.
Okay, I guess our viewers, they will want something, you know, your personal life. You can share about your personal life at least, where you have been lashed. I get, see, mnadai hivyo wadau? Yeah, of course, mnadai hivyo wadau. Yeah, mtuambie some of your personal lives, like, you know, something heavy at least hata first year kiana hii kitu. Because ile za enyewe ule mthali umia. Yeah, indeed the word Sapphire in a suit. Yeah, explain this, Daudi. Daudi, it is your time.
Okay. I remember first. I'll do two instances. The first one is that okay, maybe first year is elewa history ile kagari ukaingizwa kwa kale kagari the van. You know, first year is elewa history, but that inakosesha lecture. Imagine just being in that van because umekosa mask.
Yeah.
And you just loiter the whole school.
Yeah.
That itself is just a heavy punishment. But also to come to a more personal thing, you know, I have been a private special student. So I pay myself fees. And there is a point I was paying 74,000, around 75,000 because it was 74,900. And I couldn't hold even a single cent until one or some few days to exam. And then the Lord just came through. I just got the 74,000 in my phone and I paid the
74,000.
The 74,000. Man, I'm telling you, I was panicking, but the Lord came through. Sure, I can attest to that.
Wow.
So you've been paying 74,000 since first year.
Imagine.
That's a challenge.
Jesus. So wewe umekuwa unalipa ngapi? Ngoja 74,000 times 4 years. Times 2.
Okay. Not it deviates, but the lists cannot go beyond 65.
65
Yeah,
per semester.
Yeah, per semester.
So times 2. So per year you are paying 130,000.
Sure.
So times 4 years 520,000.
Probox na kitu.
Tungeanza biashara
Masomo muhimu.
Ungeanza biashara.
At least ukiwa na kakitu kwa
milioni bro.
Yeah, you know, there was a certain man who was saying when you use your money to put something on your head, you use that something in your head to acquire the same money.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Sure. That is a take home anyway.
Yeah,
So beautiful.
Wow, so yeah. Tell us, you know, your personal, how you have been lashed.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, in first year I didn't know much about God, about Christianity, but so I was given a roommate, and so we are in the hostel. We could do any kind of things that we would want to do. And so this one day after orientation, we have gone to town. It is her birthday eve. And so we are in town. We bought every kind of snacks, and we are back now to school, only to meet the guy, the security guy. You see the panic, and after you have known the consequences of being found hawking around the school. And so he claims that we just joined and we want to hawk, and he gives us the lift as usual. you understand? Yeah, I know most of us understand by what I mean by the lift, and we are taken to the outside the dean's office. And so you see the panic, and there you are like, oh God, here it's you alone. But we thank God it didn't go that far, and here I am testifying, because if at all we were hawking, then we would have been we will be home by now, and maybe I will be in second year, or maybe a total expulsion from school. But I really thank God it didn't reach that far. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And for you, Karo?
Yeah, for me, I guess my story overshadows all of them. I don't know whether we have the time to listen to it.
Yeah, we can listen. Maybe.
It's a good one, because I know it is going to help someone else out there. Yeah, so myself, my journey began in 2019. Yes, in 2019. That's when I joined the first time now for here in campus in University of Eldred. Because when you see my admission, I'm stroke 19. but I'm a Sapphire. Yes, I'm a Sapphire. I'm not a Citadel, I'm a Sapphire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it began in 2019. We have come in the first semester. Of course, we have been admitted. We are staying in the hostel. I've got new friends. I've got new people. We have started our classes. And then the challenge came now when we had to do our end of semester exam. And so we have gone to the exam room. I'm so ready for the exam. I remember it was a math exam. Yeah, math 111. And I had a lot of content. Ilikuwa nimeivia hiyo exam. Yeah, I was ready to write from the answer, going top mpaka kwa the question. Yeah, so I remember it was in NS1. We all know in NS1, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it was in NS1, and we were mixed up with a fourth year class, but we were all doing mathematics. And so we are seated there, arranged well for the exam, and now I didn't know how it happened, because the people who supervised the exam, I guess the more, I don't know how we call them, our two Madins and all those people who come once in a while, checking for irregularities in the exam. Yeah, from the exams office. So these people come because they know, the ones who we had been collided together in the exam room, they were fourth years. And so these people already know that these people wamezoea kuiba. So they came now and started to inspect. I don't know, it's bad luck or it's shetani and all that, but someone just threw a Mwakenya chini ya desk yangu.
Whoa.
I myself, I didn't have a Mwakenya. So, like, mi nashtukia tu, the officer is coming and telling me, stand up. So me innocently, I'm standing up, telling me, give me what is it? Hapo chini ya desk yako. So I give him. He's telling me, this is a Mwakenya and it's a math Mwakenya. It's related to the exam that you're doing. So I tell him, yes, it's related, but it's not mine. The man tells me, how can I tell it's not yours? Maybe you didn't have content and someone wrote it for you. In addition to that, I also had some writings on my hand. I remember, even it's my habit even today to write whenever I'm revising. So I remember we were revising with my friend. Then now in the course of revising, I was calculating on my hand. So at that time, like, immediately we had to leave the exam office, and we were taken to the securities office. We wrote a statement. Yeah, we wrote a statement of how...
Wait, a statement that you had not... You have no clue about it.
I have no clue about, but now I have to follow the consequences, because this has been found kwa chini ya kiti yako.
Singekata kuandika bana. Like, I guess.
Like now, remember I'm in first year. It's my first exam.
So
I'm so naive, and I have to follow this is a big person. We are taken to the exam office. We write a statement, and now we are told to wait for the verdict before we go home. Before the exams end, we are going to get a letter to tell you whether you're going to go home or the thing you're going to do after. So now, I remember even I didn't go back to the exam room because I tensed so much. Being a first year and this happens, I was like, what is this? The village people have come for me. They have come for me. And so I remember I went to the hostel. I was staying in block 4, yeah. I went to the hostel and just stayed there. Exam inaisha, mabeshto wanakuja wananiuliza, where are you? By the end niliona umetoka, nini ili happen? I had no energy even to explain to them what happened. So now I continue with the other exams, so stressed, and I don't know. Yani nasoma tu, but sijui nini ita happen. So we finished the exam. I remember it was the day before we went home. I am called from the dean's office to go and take a letter. Now the letter. And the letter is saying you have to come for a disciplinary hearing in January now, the second semester. You have to come for an hearing, and you have to come with your parent.
Whoa.
So that was the worst part of it. You have to come with your parent.
So this is the year 2019 again.
It's 2019. The first semester, that is September. Ikiendelea kuisha hivyo December. Yeah, so I guess you guys were in form 1 and
Form 3.
let me not just take it.
Some of us, we were not sure tunaenda campus. I know that.
I had already worked hard na nikafika campus by the time you were in form 2. So like yes, I am told to come in January with my parents for the hearing. And now I thank God because of that. If you're going to watch this, I love you so much because you're so understanding.
Carol, that we love you.
He is so understanding. He's my number one man.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So I go home and tell him, remember any time ya December yenye mnafaa kwa you rejoicing.
Yeah.
People are like umetoka campus guy, mtoto ametoka campus and all that. Amerudi, hakuna kitu kimemwafect, umechinjiwa kuku. Hey, I go home. I had told him on phone when this happened, but he told me, then come, we're going to talk about it. I want to understand more what is this. So I go home and I tell him what happened. I tell him that I was taken to the security. That's, I don't know how that Mwakenya ended up in my beneath my seat. And so one thing I have to say, by the way, make sure that your parents trust you.
Sure.
Yeah, make sure that your parents trust you, because my parents trusted me. So like they trusted me in that. And now yes, he agreed to come with me in January. So we come in January. Yeah, it was, I guess, second. Hey, after Christmas imeisha, and after first imeisha, you're traveling, you're going, and you're not going like kwa furaha. You don't know what is awaiting for you. So we come. I remember it was in forestry. There is a common room there. I don't know in Aitoaje. Yeah, so we went there. It's a boardroom, yeah. So we went there. All the professors are there. Ruth Otunga is the one asking you questions. She's the one taking you through the questions, like, Caroline, yes. And you're getting in there speaking for yourself. Your parent is quiet. No one is speaking. God. It's you. And now. And trying to defend yourself. So I had prayed. And this takes me back, by the way, to when I was joining in 2019. Remember, kuna kwanga na hiyo orientation ya first years. So that during that orientation, I remember there's a man who came to motivate us as first years. And the man kind of had a story related to mine. Like he was also chased home, but him, I remember it was sijui hostel alifanya nini ndo akatumwa nyumbani. But now he was like given a testimony that should not hold you back. Because at that time alikuwa amefuata first class and he was there advising us. So I remember telling God, I want to be like I want to have a testimony to give people. I didn't know whether God is going to take me through this hell of a thing. So we got there. It's the Senate now. It's just a ballroom. They are seated, so you are there. They are asking you, yes, you are saying that this Mwakenya is not yours. How can we tell that it is not yours? Because they already took the booklet. So I told them, like, you can even confirm from the handwriting on the booklet, on the handwriting on the Mwakenya. And you know what, kwa Mwakenya wanaandikanga vitu hata haziwezi onekana. Vitu tudogo sana. So like they say that there is no way that we cannot tell it's not yours, ama someone brought it for you. Hey, me, I just talked what I had to say. Then we went out. That time I go see my dad to go back, and we are now just hoping for the best, praying that it is going to turn out positive. So we are told to wait for like 1 month, to wait now for the final letter. So I go there. This time I'm going to classes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is sem 2 now of first year 2019. I'm going to classes in case now this turns out positive. So But when I'm going to classes, my heart is not at peace because I don't know what fate is holding for me. So I remember I'm just only few friends. I had one good friend of mine who stood with me by in this tough time, Dama. Yeah, God bless you so much. She stood with me and she knew my story. Yeah, so like that. So I wait for 1 month. 1 month in Aisha. Then now I receive an email to go to the dean's office and now collect the letter. That is the verdict letter. So when I get to the dean's office, I take the letter. I remember I went with that friend of mine, Dama.
Wait, so Dama was a first year like you?
She was a first year like me, and we were so close. Like we used to study together. Ona ile mnasoma pamoja before exam ikuje. So hata I remember that math exam, tuko tumeiva na yeye. Yeah, so nakumbuka nilienda na yeye kwa dean's office. Nikamwambia, "Guy, wewe nitachukua alafu nikupee usome. Wewe kama utanisigno, kama ni mbaya ni signal tu niambie ni mbaya. Like I don't want to read the detail of it, how it is like." Yeah. So we went, took the letter, and she read it and told me kubaya. So like it was a 2-year verdict.
Yes, so
it was a 2-year verdict, and I was so stressed. If there is a time that I have ever been stressed, it was that time. I was so stressed. I remember I cried. I cried a lot. I cried a lot. I cried a lot that time, but I thank God because He gave me the strength to overcome. So now I go home. And my parents, but they still accepted me at that time. They told me it's going to be okay. And I remember when I was living in UOE, when I was walking, I woke up one day, I think it was a Saturday. Nilipitia gate B. Nimetoka block 4 naenda gate B. So like it's between the semester, so people don't know why are you carrying everything that belongs to you. Why? And so I remember there is one man tulipatana mabeshte watu walikuwa natembea hivi wakikuja Planet, so si tukaenda hivyo. I was that friend Dama. When tumepitana na wao nasikia tu wakisema huyu anaenda wapi ama amefukuzwa. That hit me so bad. It hit me so bad. Now knowing that how people are seeing me and how they are talking about me, yeah, it hit me so bad. So I went home. Yeah, and it was the time of December where people were rejoicing. It was my time to cry. Yeah, so I tell this story to my parents, and thank God they understood me. So I stay home for 2 years. Yeah, I remember that time I didn't go home. I went to Nairobi, and Dad told me you have to find something to keep yourself busy. Yeah, so I went and joined a praise and worship in a certain church, AIC tena, in Donom mwenye wanaijua. So I went and joined praise and worship there. At least I kept myself busy, and at first I was like, what have you done to me, God? Like, I know there are people there who are stealing genuinely. Why we are not them? Yani mbona ikuwa wao watumwe nyumbani
kushikwa lakini mwenye ako right
like mbona ikuwa wao washikwe. So like, hey, I'm there, and that part of being in the praise and worship, it really kept me busy and really shifted from the mindset of now questioning God, what is this and what have you done?
Meaning you didn't have anything else alongside the praise and worship?
No, I just kept myself busy in the church.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like hakuna kitu kingine ulikuwa unafanya?
No, I didn't do anything. I remember even when I was coming back, because you have to go through the counseling office in the dean's office. She asked me, what were you doing? I told her I was doing nothing. She was like, you should have found yourself a job to do, and now you would have been rich. And so I didn't do anything. I was just there, and I kept myself busy in the church. And yes, the 2 years ended without me knowing. And I remember that time, even when I went home, tulika kidogo, then Corona came. Then the guys now who are in school, they went home. So like for me, it was a relief. Because people now will not question me. Hey, mbona uko huku na watu wako shule? As much as I got questions, they were not that much. Because people were at home. I would use an excuse and tell them it's Corona. We are here for Corona. Yeah, so yeah, so the 2 years come to an end in 2021. So I come back. I have to readmit because I had admitted the first time. Then I have to readmit the second time. And I remember making a prayer to God and praying to God that I just want you to lead me. I just want you to hold me in this journey. It's a journey of 4 years, and I cannot do this without you. And in a way, I think that experience gave me a place of submission to God. Because I remember the first time when I was coming for 2019, I didn't have a time to just surrender everything to God. But now when I'm coming the second time, I'm just surrendering everything to God. And one prayer I made to God is that I don't want any kind of misfortune in my life. Yeah, because the first one was kind of a misfortune or something. So I don't want anything to do with any misfortune in my life, and I want you to hold me to the end. So now I come for the process of readmission, and at that time, I had heard stories from people. Some of my friends, I had tried to ask them, what happens now when you're sent home? Do they allow you to come back? And so I remember one friend told me, when you're coming back, they can even decide to extend the penalty. I don't know whether it's true or it was a rumor from a friend. Yeah, so I come back praying that it won't be extended for another time. And so I come, get to the admissions office. I have to follow all the procedures. And I thank God because of the people, the nice people at the admissions office, by the way. They were so nice to me. Like every office that I went, they were so nice to me. Even when I went to the peer counselor in the dean's office, she was so nice and told me, I remember one thing she told me, this is not the end of your story. Borake, you have come back. You have so much to explore.
Wait, you mean now you've gone these 2 years and then you're not coming? Hujachoka na masomo?
No, sijachoka na masomo. But then let me take you back. When I went home, I kind of thought that UOE was not my choice. Like I kind of thought that I was not destined to be in UOE. And so even I thought that maybe hata sikuwa nimeitwa kuwa mwalimu. So I went home.
And did you have any thought of maybe finding another school to join?
Yeah, that's where I'm coming now. So I went home and told Dad, I don't think whether I'm going back to UOE. So you remember I told Dad, you remember I had some compassion of medicine. Now I want to pursue that. So I told him, we are going to apply for KMTC. We go to KMTC offices. The school, I remember it was tulienda KMTC ya Makueni. I remember he was telling me, are you sure you want to be here? I told him, yes, I'm sure. But I guess that was from the place of frustration. I was so frustrated, and so I made a decision maybe that was out of frustration. So I tell Dad we take the copies to know the school fees, the courses that they offer. So I tried to do clinical medicine. I was ready to do clinical medicine because I loved bio from my high school. I loved bio so much, and so there was part of me that wanted to do medicine, but because the cluster points did not
You love biology.
level. Yeah,
You love biology.
I loved biology. That's why I'm a teacher of biology.
What did you
Remember
love?
biology life.
I was mimi honestly nilikuja campus. Ni Mungu.
Wewe bio iko mtu wako.
But I got an E. And I had literally tried, but it wasn't my thing, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Thank God you come in campus.
Tuendelee na story yako. Tangu tuache.
Yeah, so I loved biology, and that time now when all this happens, I certainly want to pursue now medicine. So we go to KMTC, we get all the documents, the fees that is supposed to be paid, and I remember when we were about to make the decision, that says, I know of a friend now who is a doc. Let me ask now what you should do. Is this good, the best decision that you should take? So he calls the person, and the person tells him akitoka huko alikuwa anafanya nini, alikuwa ameitiwa nini. So he tells him alikuwa ameitiwa education, tena science. So the friend tells dad now, no, that's a wrong decision. Like, that's a wrong decision. She has to go back and pursue that, because even in the medicine world, it's not that you are going to get a job, you are guaranteed to get a job immediately. And maybe if that is not your passion, you might not excel in it. But I in my mind, it was like, I have passion for this. But the friend, when now he at some point aliambiwa ongea na mimi, so he was telling me, he was asking me, are you sure hii ni passion yako, ama you're doing this out of frustration of what has happened to you? So nikakumbuka, let me think, ukweli ni passion ama ni out of hizo frustrations zenye nimepata? So now I had to think twice. That told me, now I have to give you 1 month to think for yourself. And you will tell me now at the end of the month what your decision is. So we stay, and certainly now I feel like I just have to give education a chance.
So you wanted to become a teacher in the first place?
Yeah, in the first place, even from my childhood, I would behave like a teacher. Now you find out watoto wenye hata nyumba yetu
unafundisha watoto wengine.
Hata nyumba yetu ungepata huko nyuma nilikuwa na chapo, by the way, juu kuandika na chalk na hizi makaa ya nini huko nyuma.
Alafu sasa ndio wale wa kufunza.
Yeah, but then nilikuwa nafanya hivyo. So like even people like my mother knew you are going to become a teacher because of the way you have been behaving. Alafu ningekuja nyumbani nianze kumpea stories za walimu. Oh, huyu mwalimu alikuwa amevaa hivi, earrings fiti. Oh, you see that? So I had interest. And so after these frustrations, now I feel I want to do something else. But now after the talk with the friend to dad, I realized that this is out of frustration. Just something just came to me and told me you can pursue education back now. So I remember making one prayer to God and telling God, if I'm going back to UOE, please give me the strength to stand.
That is.
Because remember now, I had classmates in first year. They know me very well. And now they have not been seeing me for 2 years, and they suddenly see me back. So how will they be like? They will be asking questions, what happened? So I told God I want strength. So as I was saying now, the whole story of readmitting was so smooth. And I thank God for that. So I readmit. I finish all the requirements for readmission, and then I start my studies. Yeah. So I remember some of my friends were asking me what happened. I couldn't tell them. I didn't tell them. I just told them. Just told them I deferred. Yeah. So it is really a storm. But I thank God because I guess that whole experience, but I can just learn what God was doing. He really did so much in my life, by the way, because at some point it gave me a point of maturity, and it gave me a point of being strong. I don't know whether I can fear anything, I don't know, but yeah, it really gave me the point of being strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
Well, that was quite a story.
Storm ziko.
That was quite a story.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dan-
Ujapitia mse, aujapitia bado.
Dan, na yako sasa kidogo tu angalau tu.
Yangu, I will meet you in the next episode. I will meet you, yeah.
Just a touch of it.
A headline maybe.
Maybe a headline. Hey, mi nimeteseka. If there's a guy ameteseka. It is me, yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm not like, you know, people, they always think that I'm this rich guy, but hey, in real sense, man, I've ever been, oh Jesus, I feel like crying.
Yeah.
Oh God. Nitawambia next. Nitawambia next.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's this aspect of being the beacons of light. I want us to explain this aspect here. Kukua two beacons of light, and I guess we will come to an end of our episode. Sorry viewers for the time stretch, please. We can just explain. Yeah, in a short way maybe. Someone to explain the beacons of light. What is the meaning of being a beacon?
Okay. You know, a beacon is like a lampstand. Yeah, so maybe this phrase or this word is common to the surveyors maybe.
Yeah.
You know, or rather if you have a shamba, I think you've heard of, place me some 4 beacons here at the borders of the shamba. So that beacon is a territorial thing, or it's a mark. So now it's a beacon of light. Not just a beacon, but that one which bears light. Meaning it shines, it can illuminate, and that illumination is brought about by the fact that there is light. So seeing the success, we have marked our territory, we have marked our boundaries well, and now Jesus is coming in the scene. All these things cannot happen without Jesus, and the Bible says that he is the lamp to our feet, and he is light. So we can sum up all these things with saying that Jesus has helped us. So therefore we are shining. What else can shine brighter than the light? And in fact, in total darkness, you still emerge victorious. In a place where there is no hope, you still stand shining. So we came up with this phrase of beacons of light, because now that in our midst, the challenges, the storms, the affliction of life, but we're still shining. Not only beautified, but we're still shining. Yeah, that is it.
Yeah, sure. Maybe anything else to add, maybe from you people, before we come to our close?
Nothing really.
Okay. Yeah, so, but I'm a beacon of light. Wacha niwaambie hivyo. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, nilikuwa ni mimi mbaya in this institution, but now, you know, I'm the Sapphire's dad. Actually, yeah, I'm really proud of this name. But I all in all, I thank God. Yeah, see at Naji Exalt. Yeah, msini get vibaya, my viewers. So, this is the end of this episode. The name Sapphires. I want to urge us, let us, subscribe to this channel and let us watch it. We have so many amazing topics that will be coming. That is leadership, financial, and dating. Yeah.
Sure.
Mna date?
Story for another day.
Yeah. It is a story for another day. And we have aspects of finances. Actually, tutakuwa tunatackle that aspect of finances. And this is your favorite host, Daniel Njoroge.
Praise God. I hope you have learned a lot from that episode 1 about the storms of life and the stories of people who went through storms. And basically from my story, I personally learned a lot. First of all, the experience enabled me to be more mature in the things that I handle. It also helped me to even learn about identity in a more practical way. Yeah, as Christians, we all talk about integrity, but when it comes to the practical thing, we sometimes compromise ourselves. So it helped me to take it on a more serious way about integrity and what God requires us to be. Yeah. So because even the small things, like that mistake that happened to me, having writings on my hand and the even not being able to check where you're sitting in the exam room, those very small tiny things that we take for granted, they can really cost you a lot, because they costed me 2 years. Yeah, so I learned a lot, and also in that storm, something else that kept moving in that storm, and I learned a lot from it, is that when you're in a storm, God gave us a choice. You have to choose whether the storm is going to affect you, or you're going to choose whether the storm is going to be a stepping stone for your life. So on my side, I decided that experience is going to be a stepping stone for my life, and I'm going to live in a positive way. I took it positively, and I stopped blaming others, because at first I was blaming the people that the person maybe that caught me. I was blaming them, but the moment that I came to an agreement with myself that this is not their fault, at that time they were doing their job, and this has happened, and it has happened, and it is up to you now to decide how you're going to change your story. Yeah, so basically, if you're going through such a situation, maybe you're at home because maybe you were sent or something, this is for you. Don't blame anyone for it. Just take up to it, and now take a step. What are you going to do now that happened? Are you going to blame yourself for the rest of your life? No. You have to take a step and now be different. Take something different from that experience that you're going on right now.